And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time?
Traffic at this time.
And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, best-sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 2,600 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. And you can access these recordings by going to YouTube and doing a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word logbook. And we also have a new series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature philosophical kinds of QSOs. That's KC9VKV Highlights on a YouTube search. Both KC9VKV Logbook and KC9VKV Highlights are segments of our main YouTube homepage of Jim's Radio Story, where we celebrate a 50-year career in commercial broadcasting. A 50-year journey from a 5-watt pirate radio station as a 12-year-old to production director of a major 50,000-watt AM broadcast facility. And the thing that makes this truly a unique story is that I have the actual audio masters from all along the way. Over 2,600 shows, including many full-length major music concerts and radio documentaries. You'll have to check it out and subscribe. Jim's Radio Story on a YouTube search. Our mission statement for the Qso-Vlog network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also today we'll be running our input source indicator. So when we switch from an internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. And as we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you'll protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history with dark clouds all around, we pray that you'll reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this part of the band has many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our Qso-Vlog net to keep their band pass to no wider than 100 to 2900. And again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie, K1GZL, is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
And apparently Charlie K1GCL is not with us this afternoon. He usually opens up our show, but maybe Charlie will be back with us next Friday. So this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net, and without further ado, let's move along. We'll just open it up. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
A radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Kilo Charlie 8, Victor Kilo Quebec.
Victor Kilo Quebec, Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
Victor Kilo Quebec, Roger, Roger. What's the name there? Name is Jim, Juliet Indigo Mike.
Roger, Jim, and whereabouts are you located, sir?
Roger, Jim, and whereabouts are you located, sir? QTH is about 20 miles east of Columbus, Ohio.
Roger, Roger, but you're in Ohio. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger, but you're in Ohio. Roger, Roger. Roger, like I said, about 30 miles east of Columbus, Ohio, right close to Newark, Ohio.
Roger, Roger, Jim, and what radio are you running today?
Roger, Roger, Jim, and what radio are you running today? I'm running an Icon 7300 and right at 30 watts.
At 30 watts? How come you're running at 30 watts, Jim?
At 30 watts? How come you're running at 30 watts, Jim? I really don't have a good reason. I'm feeding it into a dipole, and I just really haven't pushed the power up.
Roger, Roger. Well, you know, it helps to be able to get down the road, you know. You would increase your signal quite a bit if you came up to 100 watts, and I could hear you a lot better, and you would have a lot cleaner recording, Roger.
I could hear you a lot better, and you would have a lot cleaner recording, Roger. Okay, there is 100 watts.
Yay, thank you, Jim. Every little bit helps, you know. It sure does. Every little bit helps. And if you'd like our setup, the first thing would be to make sure you're in that 100 to 2900 transmit band pass. 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth, Roger, Roger.
To 2900 transmit bandwidth, Roger, Roger. Okay, I'll try to figure out how to do that on my radio.
All righty, let me see here. Let me help you there. If you, let me go down to 7300. Let's see here. Let's see. The rectangular button at the lower left side of the display takes you to set, which takes you to tone control, which takes you to transmit, which takes you to sideband, single sideband, and transmit EQ, and it also takes you to TBW, which is your transmit bandwidth, and we're looking to be in the 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. It's called wide.
Transmit bandwidth is called wide. Okay, I think I got it. I did have to adjust it. It was up at 300, so I went down to 100 to 2500.
All right, we want to go up 100 to 2900. It's called wide. 100 to 2900, Roger.
Called wide. 100 to 2900, Roger. Okay, how's that?
Well, let's see here. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, and let me look around for a better path for us, Roger.
Let me look around for a better path for us, Roger. Okay, this is KC. Okay, this is KC9VKV. I'm 100 watts into a dipole, and recently just picked this up at the Hamvention, and so far I'm very pleased with it.
Roger, Roger. Well, I'm copying you best on my PA SDR, so if you would like to do our setup, it starts with you checking out your compression, and we want to go to a 3 on your compressor. So that would be a 3 on that compressor. Roger, Roger.
3 on that compressor. Roger, Roger. Okay, I adjusted it down to 3.
All right, and then move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3. Adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3 as you say the magic word audio. Roger, don't stress it, just say it.
Audio, Roger. Don't stress it, just say it. Audio.
Might do that a couple of times or 3 just to be sure you're at that magic 2/3 mark. Roger.
Be sure you're at that magic 2/3 mark. Roger. Audio.
All right, looks like that's about at 2/3, Roger.
All right, looks like that's about at 2/3, Roger. Okay.
All right, now let's go to EQ, your EQ page, your tone control page, Roger.
EQ page, your tone control page, Roger. Okay, I'm on the tone control.
All right, sir, and what we want to do is adjust the treble to +4. Treble to +4, Roger.
+4. Treble to +4, Roger. Okay, I got that.
All righty, and bass to +1. Bass to +1. And then tell me about what you like best about your radio.
About what you like best about your radio. Okay, I guess the best thing that I like about this the 7300 is the filtering on it. It seems like I'm able to adjust out a lot of the QRM.
Roger, Roger, Jim. Go ahead and take that treble EQ to +5. Go ahead and take that treble EQ on up to +5, Roger.
Go ahead and take that treble EQ on up to +5, Roger.
Okay, I adjusted it to +5.
Alrighty, and gosh, tell me about your Elmer. Give me a story about your Elmer, Roger.
Elmer. Give me a story about your Elmer, Roger.
Well, I don't know if I really have an Elmer. I guess the guy who really got me interested in this, he's a silent key. I kind of got the bug from him, only we were talking 2 meter simplex, and I don't know, he kind of got me more or less interested in it when I really didn't know a whole lot about it.
Alrighty, Jim, take your bass control back to flat. Take your bass control back to flat. Roger, Roger.
Take your bass control back to flat. Roger, Roger.
Okay, right there is flat.
Roger, Roger. Now I want you to back off your mic about 2 inches. Back off your mic about 2 inches, and let me hear you just a little bit there with that distance, Roger. About 2 inches back further than where you are.
Distance, Roger. About 2 inches back further than where you are.
Okay, right there, I'm about 2 inches back, and if you would, tell me where you're transmitting from.
Yes, sir. We're transmitting from Indiana over by Louisville. We're just across the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky in Indiana. Roger, Roger.
The Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky in Indiana. Roger, Roger.
Oh, okay. You're really my first contact on HF since I put the antenna up, and I've tried to make other contacts. I guess I try to run QRP too much. Never really wanted to crank it up a whole lot, but I'm just glad that I'm getting out and someone came back to me.
Yes, sir. But I'm copying you through the PA SDR, through a PA SDR. I have 4 internet SDRs that I use along with my local antenna, trying to help out the 100-watt folks that, in the eastern coast of the United States. And we have them kind of spread out geographically to, help that guy so we can copy him better than just from one place, Roger.
So we can copy him better than just from one place, Roger.
Roger, I'm glad that you were on there. I just happened to be going through the dial and heard you, and it's really helped me out a lot.
Yes, sir. I would get the Gorilla Tape and tape it down just like it is there, sir. And if you'd like to hear your radio, we are recording. So if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. I'll have it, it'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2600, and it'll be up to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger, Roger.
It'll be up to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger, Roger.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely. I will do that. I'd like to hear myself. I don't usually like to hear myself, but I would like to hear myself on the radio. Copy?
Yes, sir. And my suggestion would be also that you keep your ALC meter out. so you can look at it as you're transmitting. You got to have something to do, so you might as well just look at your ALC. And the whole idea is to be able to eventually be able to control that ALC meter and put it exactly in the sweet spot at 2/3 just by the voice. Roger, Roger?
Spot at 2/3 just by the voice. Roger, Roger?
No, Roger, I definitely will do that.
Yes, sir. And by the end of 2 weeks, you will probably have a very good relationship with that meter, and you'll be working that radio just perfectly. It sounded really good now, but the more you become familiar with how your voice affects the ALC meter, you will learn to work it. And that'll be just great. So let me say 373 to you, Jim. Appreciate dropping by, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday, Roger?
I appreciate dropping by, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday, Roger?
Roger, I will try to do that. All right, well, I thank you, and have a good afternoon. KC9VKV.
Roger, Jim. 73, sir. Have a good afternoon and a great weekend. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
I heard somebody back in there, whoever it was, come back again slowly, phonetically with your call sign, please.
Come back again slowly, phonetically with your call sign, please. Quebec 4, Foxtrot, Whiskey, Echo.
So I got 4 and Echo. So I need you to run through that again. I'm on my Georgia SDR. That was where you were the loudest. So give me that call sign one more time, slowly, phonetically, please.
So give me that call sign one more time, slowly, phonetically, please. Kilo, Quebec 4, Foxtrot, Whiskey, Echo.
Foxtrot Whiskey Echo, Roger. And what's the name there?
Foxtrot Whiskey Echo, Roger. And what's the name there? Yes, that's right. Thank you.
What is the name, please?
What is the name, please? Bill.
Roger, Bill. And what's your location, sir?
Roger, Bill. And what's your location, sir?
I tried to go to my local antenna, but I couldn't copy you on my local antenna, Bill. So I'm copying you out of Georgia on the Georgia SDR. And Bill, what radio are you running today, sir?
SDR. And Bill, what radio are you running today, sir? Yes, I have an old Kenwood DX530.
A DX530?
DX530? Yeah, DX530, old Kenwood 530.
Yes, sir. Well, if you'd be interested in our setup procedure, it starts well with you looking to make sure you're in the widest bandpass possible for that radio. Is that an older radio?
Sure, you're in the widest bandpass possible for that radio. Is that an older radio? Yes, it is. It's a hybrid radio.
Alrighty, so it's probably before the time where you could actually shift your transmit bandwidth. It's probably locked into 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, somewhere in there, Roger?
2.5, 2.6, 2.7, somewhere in there, Roger? Yes, and I was listening to you many Fridays, and I'm here to speak with you today. And yes, I have an older radio, and all of the parameters that you described are after this time of the radio.
Okay, Bill, I'm copying you about 1 dB above the Georgia SDR noise level, and I only have a copy on you on the Georgia SDR. So, but if you have a good copy on me, we can continue if we would be interested in the setup procedure. It starts with you checking your compressor processor on at a 3. the compressor processor on at a 3. It's a token amount, something you'll never hear on the air, but it helps us arrive at our 3 dB dynamic range at the end of our setup. Roger.
dB dynamic range at the end of our setup. Roger.
Gosh, Bill, I didn't copy that. Try it again, sir.
Bill, I didn't copy that. Try it again, sir.
This is an old hybrid radio, and I don't have a compressor setting, apparently.
Is that right? Okay, well, why don't you just take a note and you can check it at your leisure later. Sometimes we find things we didn't even know we had. How about an ALC meter? Do you have an ALC meter, or do you have a light or something?
An ALC meter. Do you have an ALC meter, or do you have a light or something?
Yes, I have an ALC meter, over.
All right, so as we move to the ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you say the magic word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in a QSO, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3. That's audio, and adjust your mic gain for 2/3 on your ALC meter. Roger?
Adjust your mic gain for 2/3 on your ALC meter. Roger.
Sometimes maybe we need to do that twice just to double check that we're correct. So try it one more time. Again, audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in the QSO, and adjust that mic until your ALC meter is running 2/3. Roger?
Mic until your ALC meter is running 2/3. Roger.
Alrighty, now, does that radio have an equalizer on board? Does it have an onboard equalizer?
On board, does it have an onboard equalizer?
It does not.
Is that a negative?
Is that a negative?
Alrighty, what I would do would be to pull back. How close are you to the mic right at the moment? How close do you work that mic?
How close are you to the mic right at the moment? How close do you work that mic?
Yes, sir. Yes, usually might suggest moving back off mic, but I think usually 5 inches is about as far as I want somebody off mic. So it's sounding good. I wish I had a better copy on you so I could hear you clearer, but it is what it is, and Mother Nature does what she does, so we have to just live with it. I'm recording, so if you want to hear your signal, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,600 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Well, Roger, I look forward to hearing that, and I'm trying now 4 inches away from my microphone.
I couldn't copy that. Try it again.
I couldn't copy that. Try it again.
Yes, thank you. I'm 4 inches away from my microphone. I will check the YouTube site. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My pleasure. And you have a great afternoon, a beautiful weekend, and sometimes maybe next Friday you might be able to check in, and I can hear you a little clearer. Depending on Mother Nature and propagation. So 73 for now. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
And if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Okay, going around the horn there, I heard somebody in there, but don't know exactly where you are, so I'm back on my local antenna right at the moment. Why don't you give me 10 seconds, tell me about your antenna system, and let me see if I can find a better path for us. I had a little bit of copy on you on the PASDR, but when I went back to it, I couldn't even copy you there. So this may be a case for a discussion about antennas. You know, my philosophy is that if you're on the east coast of the United States and you're transmitting with 100 watts, that you should be S5, S9 somewhere. You know, and I've got these SDRs set out geographically across the eastern part of the United States to try to copy the mail, and I'm not copying you. So you might consider a resonant dipole antenna. Whatever antenna you're running now, you might consider a resonant dipole antenna and a two-position switch. And you can keep your same antenna and put up this new resonant dipole and be able to switch back and forth between the two. And I think you'll find that this resonant dipole antenna will be much more effective in receive and transmit than your current antenna. You know, if you've got room to be able to put up a second antenna. And you might also consider the target that you're looking to hit mostly, because you know, dipole antennas are directional to some degree. So you know, you put your dipole antenna broadside to the target that you're looking to reach, and that's how you you know, maximize your signal over the target area. And then you know, by being resonant, you will not have to use a antenna tuner, which causes you to waste power going through the tuner. So you will not have to use that tuner, and you can go fire to the wire directly without having to use the tuner. Just some thoughts as we're moving west here. So anyway, if you would like to try it one more time, sir, I'll be listening for you. Station calling, try one more time, please.
Listening for you, station calling, try one more time, please.
And nothing heard. So this is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Charlie, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
KC9VKV, this is KC9UC, KC9 Uniform Charlie.
Uniform Charlie, Roger, Roger, what's the name there?
Uniform Charlie, Roger, Roger, what's the name there?
Hi, Jim. Name here is Bill, located in Wausau, Wisconsin. Over.
Roger, Bill. And what radio are you running, sir?
Roger, Bill. And what radio are you running, sir?
Running the ICOM IC7300.
All right, sounds good, but we might check a couple of things just to be sure we're running maximum capabilities on that radio. The first is to double check to be sure you're in that wide mode, 100 to 2900, Roger.
You're in that wide mode, 100 to 2900, Roger.
Affirmative.
Alrighty, then move to compression, and we want that on and at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do at the end of our setup to reach our 3 dB dynamic range setting, Roger.
To reach our 3 dB dynamic range setting, Roger.
Affirmative. Compression at 3.
Yes, sir. Now move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word, audio, Stretch out the front. Say it just like you would say any other word in a QSO. Don't stress it, just say it. And adjust your mic gain until your AOC is running 2/3, Roger.
And adjust your mic gain until your AOC is running 2/3, Roger. Affirmative. 5, audio, right there.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, now let's move to your tone control page.
Excellent. Okay, now let's move to your tone control page.
Let's see a rectangular button at the lower left side of the display, which takes you to set, which takes you to tone control, which takes you to TX transmit, which takes you to single sideband, Roger.
TX transmit, which takes you to single sideband, Roger. I am there, over.
Yes, sir. And what readings do you have there, sir?
Yes, sir. And what readings do you have there, sir? Treble +3, bass -1.
All right, come up to 5, +5 on your treble, and let me hear you.
Come up to 5, +5 on your treble, and let me hear you. Treble at 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Boy, Bill, it's like I can reach out and touch your radio there. You sound great. Why don't you give me a good recording here? Give me about 20 seconds or so and tell me the best thing you like about your radio.
20 seconds or so and tell me the best thing you like about your radio. Okay, very good. From high atop the towering pines of greater north central Wisconsin, where the sun shines on the rooftop and the moon shines in the basement. Wausau, Wisconsin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, sir. Sounds nice and bright and very articulated, which, in pile up and a low signal where you're down into somebody's noise. You want to be as articulated as you can be, but still pleasant to QSO. So this is a compromise where it's articulated and it cuts, but not unpleasurably so. Roger?
It cuts, but not unpleasurably so. Roger? Very good. So you advise leaving it this way, over?
Yes, sir. And if you would like to hear it, if you go to YouTube, we are recording, so if you'd like to hear it, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,600 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
And I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger. Sounds good, Jim. How about the low end? Is it reasonable, over?
Yes, sir. Now, I don't push the bottom end because there's a lot of things that happen on the road to Tranquility Base and moving west. And one of them is Mother Nature when she decides to bend part of your signal back in space at a later time than the first half. And when they coincide, there's a good possibility that they may be out of phase since they were reflected at different times. And what happens is that phase angle cancellation, and the first thing to go is your top end. And once you lose your top end, if you're heavy in the bottom end, you become Mr. Mumbles. So for that reason, I don't really push the bottom end, to a pleasurable point, but not excessively so, Roger.
To a pleasurable point, but not excessively so, Roger. Okay, very good. Well, you've got nice, sharp audio yourself, Jim. Well, thanks for taking the time to listen to my signal. KC9UC 73.
Roger, Roger, Bill, 73, sir. Thanks for dropping by. And if you get a chance, join us next week, next Friday. We'd love to have you. 73. This is the Friday afternoon, Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Whiskey 0, Charlie Golf, Charlie.
Something, Charlie?
Something, Charlie?
I think your last guy had one more question for you before I intrude.
Okay, Bill, go ahead.
Okay, Bill, go ahead.
I don't think it was Bill. Other station, come back and give me your call sign.
I don't think it was Bill. Other station, come back and give me your call sign.
Whiskey 0, Charlie Golf, Charlie.
Okay, one more time, please, slowly, phonetically.
Okay, one more time, please, slowly, phonetically.
Whiskey 0, Charlie Golf, Charlie.
Charlie Golf, Charlie. Roger, what's the name there?
Charlie Golf, Charlie. Roger, what's the name there?
The name is Chris. Charlie Hotel Romeo India Sierra from East Tennessee.
Roger, Chris, and what radio are you running, sir?
Roger, Chris, and what radio are you running, sir?
FTDX10.
Yes, sir. Okay, why don't you give me about 10 seconds, tell me about your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can get a better path for us, Roger.
Let me look around and see if I can get a better path for us, Roger.
Roger, currently I'm on a, thanks what it's called. Sometimes I'm on a center-fed zip. I feed with 450 ohm ladder line, but if I'm running the amplifier, it seems like I get closer to resonant on the parallel dipole.
Yes, sir, Chris. I've got you about 30 over on my local antenna, so it's sounding really good. And also, you sounded good down in Georgia. So you're on that FTDX10. First thing would be to be sure you're in the transmit wide bandpass mode, 100 to 2900. Roger?
Roger. Hold on a second. Let me get there. Is that over where my parametric EQs are, or where is the width?
I don't have a specific direction for that for that radio. I have everything else but that, Roger. It's not a big thing, and maybe you take a note and check it later, Roger.
Roger on that. And you said bandwidth needs to be set to wide, correct?
Yes, sir. 100 to 2900. That will maximize your capabilities on the transmitter without people coming and knocking on your door with pitchforks.
Roger. I think I've got a pretty penetrating signal. I'm running a Heil Handy Mic Pro 2 or whatever the little miniature Heil is, and I've struggled to get my audio calmed down this good. And I've had to really cut the 300 hertz and stuff, or everybody was saying I sounded like a bullfrog.
Yes, sir. Well, the thing is, though, what happens is you, when you go to those lesser modes, you're starting to roll off the top, whereas we can control all that bottom side in EQ, and but you want to stay as maximized as you can in your bandwidth, and we can control it through EQ. So if you're, that note would be to be sure that your radio is in the 100 to 2900 TBW, transmit bandwidth, Roger?
That's where I'm at.
Oh, excellent. Okay, now set your processor on, and at 30. Processor on and at 30, Roger?
I'm writing as we speak. I speak faster than I can write, so bear with me.
Roger, are you location challenged on that radio?
No, I'm trying to write as I manipulate the radio as well. Processor's down to 30. Did that help me or hurt me?
It helps you. It helps you. And now move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in the QSO, don't stress it, just say it, audio, and adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter reads 7. Roger?
Audio. Maybe one needle over 7.
Close enough. Close enough. Okay. Let's see here. Do you know about anything about your AMC? AMC?
I don't understand what AMC is.
Do you know where it is?
Yes, I've got it right here on the short screen.
Okay, just set that to 65.
All right, AMC to 65.
All right, now, let's see. Since we're in the processor mode, you have an EQ bank, parametric EQ bank for the processor, the P mode, the P series of equalizers is what we want to be in, and we want to go to. Let's see, let me get specifically here. EQ1, the bass control. I want to set that 200 cycles, width of 4, level -6. EQ number 1, bass control to 200 cycles, width of 4, level -6. Roger, roger.
EQ level 1 -6.
Yes, sir. 200 cycles, width of 4, -6.
Roger, roger.
And that should help the frog.
Well, it sure took a lot of noise out on my end for some reason.
Are you on the receive or on the transmit EQ?
Yeah.
Sorry, are you on the receive EQ or the transmit EQ? You should be on the transmit EQ.
Yeah, no, it was like the band took a dive or something.
Okay, sir. So you've got EQ1 set to 200 cycles, width of 4, level -6. Roger?
Roger, roger.
Okay, EQ2, we want that off or flat. EQ2, the mid control, we want that off or flat. Roger?
On EQ1?
The bandwidth on EQ1 is width of 4.
All right, 200, -6, and 4, and then turn parametric EQ2 off, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We want to just preserve our mid-range frequencies as they are. Roger?
Roger, roger.
All right, so now we go to EQ3, which is the treble control. We want to set that on 2.7, width of 4, level +7. And let me hear you there. That's a 2.7 kilohertz, width of 4, level +7. And now let me hear you.
Level 4?
Width of 4, level is +7.
All right, there we go. Did we make a great improvement or not?
Why, of course. I mean, that's what we're all about. So you have it on 2.7 kilohertz, width of 4, level +7. Roger?
Roger, roger.
All right, so since we've been, and those are in the P controls, Roger?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and just remember that you got to stay in processor mode, because if you come out of the processor, if you turn it off, then you go to refer to an EQ bank that I don't know anything about. Roger, it will not be this one. So you need to keep your your processor on. Roger?
Roger, roger.
All right, and maybe since we've been working with the EQ, we might want to go back and double check our ALC level. Just trim out our ALC level, audio and mic gain to 7 on the ALC meter.
All
Yes, sir. I think you were a little hot yourself there. The thing is that you just want to say that word just like you would say any other word. Don't be going, it's just a word like any other word, and it would be audio, Roger.
Roger, audio.
How's that look?
That's about an 8.
Pull it back to a 7, if you would.
That got me on a 7.
Yes, sir. That word is so beautiful. I spent months trying to find just the perfect word that had a bandwidth of information wide enough to set a acoustic sound to an electronic reference, and audio is just that perfect word. The first part of audio, Roger.
Roger on that, audio.
All righty. Well, why don't you tell me about your antenna system one more time, and let me get a good recording for you, about 20 seconds or so, if you would, and we'll get a good recording, Roger.
Roger on that. That is Whiskey 0, Charlie Dog Charlie. Kingston, Tennessee, currently running 55 feet to the center inverted V formation. And center fed ZEP in the backyard, 450 on the ladder line.
I got the last half of that, last part of that. I was trying to go through another SDR, going through my SDRs. I have a chevron on the right side of my screen that will tell you where I am, and it's got the 4 SDRs, and it's got my receiver up there. So as I have a rotary switch, I can go through these, and it shows out there, so you can tell where I am. So I just went through went through them, and I had the best signal still on my local antenna. And you sound like $1 million, Roger.
Roger. Hey, I appreciate the assistance, my friend.
Yes, sir. And like I say, I'll have this uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. If you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,600 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. And again, I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Roger. I certainly appreciate it. 73 from Tennessee.
Yes, sir, Chris. 73, sir. You have a great afternoon. Beautiful weekend. This is a Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Heard somebody calling there on my local antenna. Whoever it was, come back and try it again. Give me a call sign slowly, phonetically. India, November uniform. Is that a Roger?
Roger.
Roger, and where are you, sir? What's your location? South Carolina, Roger. And what's the name? One more time on the name. Was that Phil?
Roger. Over.
Roger, Phil. And what radio are you running today, sir?
Repeat, last, over.
What radio are you running today?
I'm running an Incom 7300 connected to a 75-foot steel wire in the backyard. Over.
All righty, Phil. If you'd be interested in our setup procedure, starts with you double checking to be sure you're in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth called wide. Roger?
Roger, that is what I am.
Excellent. Okay, now let's go to your compressor on at a 3. Compression on at a 3. Roger? Roger, roger. Okay, now to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, don't stress it, just say it, audio. Stretch out the front and adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3. Roger. Alrighty, do you have 2/3? You want to go again?
Let me go again. It won't go quite up to 2/3. Over.
What's your mic level?
Mic level is 50%. Over.
All right, we'll continue increasing your mic level until your ALC reads 2/3. That's how you set your correct mic level is through your ALC meter. So we want the ALC meter to be at 2/3 by way of adjusting your mic gain control. Roger?
Roger, let me try that.
Yes, sir. So you have 2/3 now on your ALC meter? Alrighty, you're kind of fading down a little bit. All right, do you know how to get to your tone control page? Is that affirmative? All right, go to your tone control page. All right, let me help you there. The menu button, the rectangular button at the lower left side of the display, takes you to Set, which takes you to Tone Control, which takes you to TX, Transmit, which takes you to Single Sideband. Roger, roger?
Roger, roger.
All right, so you're there now?
Roger, roger.
Alrighty, and what are your readings currently?
It says TX bass 0, TX treble 0, TBW wide, TBW mid.
Okay, so you want to be in that TBW wide, and on your tone control, you want your treble to be at +4, and your bass to be flat, ±0. And let me hear you. Alrighty, and why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system so I can look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger?
Roger, I have it born across my backyard. The high point is about 12. Is about 14 to 15 feet. Z100A antenna tuner.
Roger, roger. Sounds good. So if you would like to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,600 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger? I don't know if we doubled or not there, Phil. Do you get a pretty good copy on me?
give me the YouTube location again?
Roger, Phil. It is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. Will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,600 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow.
Vlog Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow.
All the feedback? Charlie,
That is correct. I wish we had a better copy on you, but it is what it is. What kind of antenna are you running there?
It is what it is. What kind of antenna are you running there?
It is a 75-foot piece of wire, and I have a Z100A antenna tuner. Over.
Yes, sir, Phil. Well, if you get a chance, why don't you put up a resonant dipole antenna? If you've got the space and you can do it, put up a resonant dipole antenna and get yourself a two-position switch, so you can keep your antenna that you're running now and put up that dipole, and then you can cut back and forth between them, and you'll see how much better that resonant dipole receives than the long wire, Roger. You won't have to need that antenna tuner, which is just consuming your power, Roger.
Antenna tuner, which is just consuming your power, Roger.
Roger. And I had to negotiate with my wife.
Gosh, Phil, like I said, we had a better copy, but it is what it is. So let me say 73 to you, sir, and thanks, for dropping by. I appreciate that. And if you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you, Roger.
And if you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you, Roger.
Roger. Can I ask where your location is? Over.
Yes, we're in Indiana, just beside Louisville, Kentucky. We're just across the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky, Roger.
We're just across the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky, Roger.
QSL, I'll say 73 to you as well. And thank you very much. Over.
Yes, sir, Phil. 73, sir. Have a great afternoon. Beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Kilo Delta 9 Hotel Romeo Bravo. Kilo Delta 9 Hotel Romeo Bravo.
Hotel Romeo Bravo, Roger. This is KC9VKV. What's the name there?
Bravo, Roger. This is KC9VKV. What's the name there? Bravo, Oscar, Bravo. Conditions aren't good today, Jim, but I wanted to get over you. Do you have a decent copy on me or no? I'm barely pulling you out.
Yes, sir. That's Bob, Roger.
Yes, sir. That's Bob, Roger.
All right, Bob, why don't you give me about 10 seconds and let me run around and see if I can get a better copy on you, Roger.
Let me run around and see if I can get a better copy on you, Roger. Hey, okay, Jim. Yeah, why don't you try to SDRs, and you may be able to buy them in New Jersey. We had talked. I was in Wisconsin, and I've actually relocated to New Jersey. I've barely got a copy on you. You may be able to get me better on one of the SDRs. Come back.
Yes, sir. I get you about 20 over on PASDR. And what radio are you running today, Bob?
SDR. And what radio are you running today, Bob? Hey, I'm on the TS590SG with the EQ Plus, Roger.
Roger that. And you're up around New York, is that it, Roger?
Roger that. And you're up around New York, is that it, Roger? New Jersey.
Sorry about that, Roger. New Jersey. Well, let's see. Gosh, why don't you, I got a good copy on you now, so why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about the thing you like about your radio, and let me listen to you just for a minute.
Tell me about the thing you like about your radio, and let me listen to you just for a minute.
Yeah, okay, Jim. We've got we're running the EQ Plus. I love the radio. I don't know if you have any settings for the 590 SG, the Kenwood 590 SG for the EQ Plus, but I am running both, and I think I got it working pretty good. I just wanted to try to get in here. I've been trying for the last 3 or 4 weeks to try and talk to you, but I've been busy on Friday afternoons, Roger.
Roger, Bob, well, you sound like you might be a little hot into your ALC. Sound like you might be just a little hot into your ALC. So why don't we just run through a couple of things and see what we got. First is be sure that you're in that wide 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. It's called wide 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth, Roger.
Wide 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. Yeah, I'm set up wide. I can turn some output level down, but I'll let you call the shots, Roger.
All right, sir. So you're in that wide transmit bandwidth, which will make that radio perform at its maximum, or at best. I mean, some radios you can exceed 2900, but then the problem is that you have folks coming to look for you with pitchforks. So you don't want that. So you want to be in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. After that, the starting of our setup procedure is compression processor on at a 3 or 30, depending on how it's labeled. Transmit processor compressor on at a 3 or 30, depending on how it's labeled. Roger?
On at a 3 or 30, depending on how it's labeled. Roger?
Hey, Roger. I usually run without the processor, but I can put it on here. Give me a second, and there you go. There's a processor on. It's probably turned up pretty high. Let me see here. I have to get the menus open.
Yeah, if that's fairly easily. If not, we can just dump the processor, or compressor. But if you can easily adjust that to just a third of its capability, a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger? 10
or 30 out of 100. Roger?
Hey, Roger. There is processor output is on 9, and processor input is on 30. Is that what you said?
Okay, what I want on your output, do you have a medium control like 50? Is the output, can you put output of that processor compressor to 50, Roger?
Of that processor compressor to 50, Roger?
Again, depending on what how it's labeled, we only want half the possibilities of the compressor processor to 50 or 5 out of 10 or 50 out of 100 on the output. Roger?
Yeah, I guess you get rid of it because you're the one that can hear it, Roger.
I'm sorry, we doubled. 5 out of 10 or 50 out of 100 as far as the output level of the compressor processor.
50 out of 100 as far as the output level of the compressor processor.
Yeah, output level of the processor is 50, so 50 out of 100.
Okay, so now go to your mic gain. As you say the word audio, and you're looking at your ALC meter. So we want you to go to 2/3 on your ALC meter as you say the word audio. Stretch out the first of that word, but don't stress it. Just say it, audio, and adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3. Roger?
Until your ALC meter is running 2/3. Roger?
Hey, Roger that. You said run it at 2/3, so we can audio. We're way high right now, but I'll knock her down. Audio. That's coming down a little bit more. I'm at about 40. I'll knock her on to about audio. That's still a little high. I'm running on 31. I'm probably going to have to back it way down. We'll go down to 20 there. Audio. I could even go down more. I could probably knock it with the processor on. I could knock it down to 10. I'm not. It's not really going down. I'm not sure why, but let's see here. That's a mic gain on 5 out of 100, and the ALC is still pretty high. I think I need to. No, I am on the mic gain. Yeah, I don't know. I got it backed way down. I'm not sure why it's not really cooperating. I'm at right about. It's high, but it is about 3/4, but a little bit above. Roger.
Yes, sir. Okay, now, if you would, Bob, tell me about the best thing you like about your radio so I can hear you for a minute.
The best thing you like about your radio so I can hear you for a minute.
I guess the best thing I like to talk about my radio is that I enjoy talking on it, and I enjoy the receive side of it, and I enjoy the DX. Roger.
Okay, so the output of the processor compressor is at half level, about 50 out of 100, or 5 out of 10. Roger.
Half level, about 50 out of 100, or 5 out of 10. Roger.
Hey, Roger. Output is 50. Output on processor is 50, and the mic gain is down very, very low. The mic gain is down on 5 out of 100. But see, I'm pushing it. I am pushing the EQ Plus, so I have mic gain on the EQ Plus too, and that's what I wanted to talk about. If you had any settings on the TS590 with the EQ Plus, Roger.
Yes, sir. Take the EQ Plus, take your internal mic gain to 5 or 50 midways, and then adjust your mic level until you're at 2/3 on your ALC meter. In other words, right now you're pushing the front end of your audio preamp. So what we want is to get some flexibility for overhead. So if you set to your internal mic gain at midpoint 5 or 50, look at your ALC as you do the word audio and adjust your external mic gain until you're at 2/3. Roger.
Mic gain until you're at 2/3. Roger.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds better then. Then I can just back down the gain and the output level, and there you go. Now we're getting halfway respectable there, I think. And it's coming down. It's still probably a little bit raspy. I have a lot of compression on there, so I am probably overdriving it, but I'm probably coming back down now. Yeah, check 1, 2, 3, audio. How's that, Jim? And I'd like to try it with and without the processor, Roger.
Well, can you bypass the mic processor? I think that may be the problem. It's just, it sounds like it's a fast attack recovery time, and it's really a lot. I think your internal compressor might be cleaner, if you know what I mean.
I think your internal compressor might be cleaner, if you know what I mean.
What I would like to try is are you running that external stuff for your EQ or for additional compression or what?
For your EQ or for additional compression or what?
And just as a test, how much of it can we bypass? We can add it in later maybe, but just to see if we can get a nice fat signal without sounding like we're trying to hit the moon.
Sounding like we're trying to hit the moon.
Yeah, I dropped you on the frequency. I bumped the frequency. Should sound completely different now. The processor is off. That's with the processor off. I hope you still got a decent enough copy on me. And then I've got the mic gain back down on the. I got the output level and the mic gain turned down on 50. 50 on the mic gain, and that is without the processor, and then that is with the processor when I kick the processor on. I hope you can get that, Roger.
Yes, so your outboard has a compressor on it first, Roger.
So your outboard has a compressor on it first, Roger.
Hey, Roger that, and I turn the compression down a little bit. I don't know. Is it better with the processor on or with the processor off?
Well, that's what I wanted to find out. Check which processor seems to be the better processor. Now, can you kill the processor in the mic, and we'll come up with a compressor in the radio?
And we'll come up with a compressor in the radio.
I missed that. No copy. Say that again.
Roger, can you kill the compressor, external compressor, and go to the internal compressor?
External compressor and go to the internal compressor?
Yeah, Roger, I can, but I'm going to drop off big time. I'll tell you that for sure. I'll flip it off right now, and now there you go. Now there's no outboard processor on right now. If I had, do I have onboard processor? Inboard processor is off. Both processors are off right now, and then I can. That's the inboard processor right there. I think by far the inboard processor is not as good as the outboard processor, so I will turn the outboard processor off now, and I will turn the inboard processor on, and I think there's probably a notable difference. I think the outboard processor is by far, from what I'm seeing on the ALC, is by far of better quality and is making a bigger difference in the signal.
Roger, okay, let's reset the AOC level then for the outboard compressor. You sounded hot. So just go through the audio thing and adjust your AOC level for 2/3, Roger, with the external compressor on.
The level for 2/3, Roger, with the external compressor on.
Hey, Roger that. It's real high. So there we go. Audio. Yep. So when I turn the gain down, I also have a noise gate that I have to turn. And to pick up the signal, start to get fuzzy. I'm not sure what's going on. Not enough. There we go. There we go. Audio. That's about it. It's pretty finicky. I think maybe still a little bit too much outboard compression. There we go. That's probably a little bit more respectable. Let me know. Roger, 1, 2, 3. Audio.
Yes, I think that's probably about the best I've heard so far. So let's just call it even there. Now, does that outboard gear have equalizer capabilities?
Does gear have equalizer capabilities?
I have bass and treble on the outboard, and then I have a full EQ in the radio.
Roger. Well, usually I, suggest one or the other. Can you do a parametric like a 2.7 kilohertz with the 4?
Parametric like a 2.7 kilohertz with the 4?
No, I have, it goes from 300 hertz to 5100. It's a 9-band equalizer inside the radio, and the EQ Plus is just bass and treble, Roger.
Roger. Well, gosh, I guess that you're running mainly EQ off the black box on external, Roger?
EQ off the black box on external, Roger.
Actually, it's an 18-band EQ inside the radio, and I could change some values. I don't know if it's going to matter. I could show you the curve. I could do some screenshots maybe for you, but if you want some more bass and treble, I can do that. I don't know what you think there.
Well, usually on 18-band, we keep everything flat from 400 cycles to 1.6K. Everything flat in that region because, a microphone normally is relatively flat within those ranges. The differences occur at the top and the bottom of the spectrum for most mics. So we want the mid-range from 400 cycles to 1.6K to be flat. And then on our treble, we're looking for a push point of 2.7 kilohertz with the 4 plus 5 or 6, something like that. And then on the low side, we're down to 200 cycles, minus 4, something like that. So, that's what we normally would do. But when you have external processing, it becomes, so much more difficult to figure out which way to go, Roger.
So much more difficult to figure out which way to go, Roger.
Yeah, that right there is pretty flat all the way across with a little, 300 cycles up to 15. I'm pretty flat all the way out to 3,000 actually. I don't know what that did to me. I don't know what that sounds like, but the ALC is a lot better. It's responding a little differently, so I don't know what kind of copy you got on me there. Audio. How's that?
Yes, sir. Now, since you do not have a parametric, the ideal push point is 2.7 kilohertz. So since you do not have the capability of doing that, we would do a compromise between 4KC and 2KC, 4KC at plus 6, and 2KC at plus 2. Roger?
KC at plus 2. Roger?
Hold on. 15, I have a 15, so 15's at 6, 18's at 6, and 2,000 at 2,100 is at 6, Roger?
Well, anything over 3 is kind of, it's not useless, but I'd prefer just that we concentrate on the push point, which is ideally 2.7K. And so to get that on your equalizer, we need to push 4K and 2K. And so the between those is 2.7. Roger, Roger.
So the between those is 2.7. Roger, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. All right. I don't know if you're noticing it. Do you have a good enough copy on me to even tell what's going on here, or no?
Running through the PA SDR, which all SDRs tend to roll the bottom at about 200 cycles. So I'm trying to make allowances for that. I do not have you on my local antenna. Did not have you on my local antenna. Come back and talk to me for a minute. See if you're on my local antenna now.
You're on my local antenna. Come back and talk to me for a minute. See if you're on my local antenna now.
Hey, okay. I was talking to you out of Wisconsin, and now I'm in New Jersey, and I am on a vertical. I'm on a 05 vertical, the 10, 40-meter vertical. And it's up only about 12 feet off the ground. It's a ground-mounted vertical and completely different antenna, same radio, same EQ plus. And I'm running the AL811 with probably 500 watts.
Yeah, quite frankly, Bob, you sound better through the radio stuff than you do with the outboard stuff. You have some distortion in there in the outboard stuff. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I think you were cleaner in the internal stuff. But you right now your signal has some abundance of mids, and that's why I wanted you to set your if you're going to use your, tell you what, why don't we just come out of the inboard EQ, just come out of that and go into your outboard stuff, Roger?
Come out of that and go into your outboard stuff, Roger?
Yeah, Roger, that's what I just did. I'm not getting any ALC at all, so I probably got to wake up the ALC, Roger.
Don't check to be sure that your amp is percolating, or Mother Nature just pulled the rug out.
Or Mother Nature just pulled the rug out.
the ALC is way down now, so that EQ Plus is really boosting the audio, so I had to really come up on the gain. I can even probably come up more on the gain. So now I have to run the mic gain right now at 95, Roger.
Okay. Set your compression output up to 60. Set your compression output up to 60 now. And are you totally bypassed your external stuff?
And are you totally bypassed your external stuff?
Roger, yeah, I'm completely bypassing it, and I am all on the through the transmitter right now.
Yes, sir. Okay, go to ALC and with mic gain in hand and do the audio and reset your ALC level, Roger.
In hand and do the audio and reset your ALC level, Roger.
Hey, Roger, audio, we're really low. That is about half to 3/4 on the high of the ALC. Mic gain is almost all the way up. That's 100% mic gain right there, and that probably puts us right at 3/4 on the ALC. That's full mic gain. I don't know what that's doing, Roger.
Roger, Bob, set it with the word audio for 2/3 on your ALC.
The word audio for 2/3 on your ALC.
Audio, that's about 3/4 ALC. With the processor on, Roger.
Yes, sir. Yes, I think you sound cleanest there, and you're running about a 3 dB dynamic range, which is just perfect, Roger.
A 3 dB dynamic range, which is just perfect, Roger.
Hey, Roger that. So I'm not overdriving it anymore, and probably a little bit clearer audio. I don't know. I have to listen to the tape, and I have to compare about it, right? To see if I can. I guess I'll definitely be able to hear a difference, huh?
Yes, I've got some sideband garbage coming in now. Just started some sideband garbage, but I can hear you well enough to to tell that. And let's see. So back to EQ, and what do we leave that top end at? We want to go a little bit brighter. So take your 4KC to plus 8. Can you do that? 4KC plus 8?
Plus 8. Can you do that? 4KC plus 8?
Plus 6. That's plus 6. It's 3900, and it's plus 6. Roger.
All right. 3900. What is 39? The frequency?
3900. What is 39? The frequency?
Frequency is it spreads from 3900 to 4200, and I've set both of those up to 4 out of 6. They're on 4 out of 6, Roger.
39 and 42 are really too high. I would go ahead and take those back to 0, and I would be looking more at 4K, 3.9, 3.8, somewhere in there, Roger.
3.9, 3.8, somewhere in there, Roger.
Okay, there you go. We'll try that. A lot of buttons and switches here, so it makes it. I think it makes it kind of tough on both ends, Roger. But I backed it down a little bit, and there you go.
Yeah, I would think you were good where you were just a minute ago on that one. Is that 4K?
You were good where you were just a minute ago on that one. Is that 4K?
3900 is down low, so not sure. 4K is you're talking about the hertz, right, or kilocycles?
Yes, sir. Can you get to 2.7? How close can you get to a 2.7 push point?
Can you get to 2.7? How close can you get to a 2.7 push point?
Are you talking on the settings as far as the location settings?
Yes, sir. Your treble control, your frequency range, 2.7 kilohertz is the ideal push point frequency to push for your treble EQ, Roger.
Push point frequency to push for your treble EQ, Roger.
Roger that. So do you want, I can get right on 2.7. Right now it's set to 4 out of 6. 4 out of 6 on 2.7.
All right, so you do have a parametric that you can adjust, 2.7, Roger?
You do have a parametric that you can adjust, 2.7, Roger?
Roger that, roger that.
Okay, 2.7 frequency, width of 4. Can you give me a width of 4?
2.7 frequency, width of 4. Can you give me a width of 4?
Yeah, roger, it's at 4 out of 6, 4 out of 6.
I'm not sure what that means. Is that the width? We want a 4. Usually width goes from 0 to 10 on your transmit EQ width. So I'm not sure exactly what you're saying there, Roger.
EQ width. So I'm not sure exactly what you're saying there, Roger.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's about 2 notches from being full on at 6. So the 2700. I think I need to send you some pictures is what I need to do.
Okay, what's your maximum push capability? How much level can you push at 2.7 kilohertz?
Level can you push at 2.7 kilohertz?
I can go 2 more settings. So it's a 0 point, and we got 6 up and 6 down.
See, I don't understand that. I just know, I mean, you have a 0 point that's back there at plus or minus 0, and then from there you have, plus 10 on the push and minus 10 on the attenuation?
Push and minus 10 on the attenuation?
0, no, from 0 you go 6 up, and then 6 down. So it's push and pull is 6.
Okay, so 2.7 plus 6, and that anything below the 2.7, just take it back a couple of dB. So we don't have much mid-range ring in it. So primarily it's a 2.7 width of 4 that is the top EQ point. Roger?
7 width of 4 that is the top EQ point. Roger?
Hey, roger that. 2.7 is at 4. I have 2.4, and I have 3 also.
All right, sounds pretty good. And you have at 200 cycles on the bottom end and the base end, you have 200 cycles width of 4 plus, minus 6. Is that a Roger?
Minus 6. Is that a Roger?
No. 2.1 is at 0 right now.
Yes, I'm talking about your base frequency. Your base frequency. We want that to be 200 cycles. Roger? Move that to 200 cycles with the 4 minus 6. Roger?
200 cycles with the 4 minus 6. Roger?
Yeah, roger that. It's right at 0. There's also a 1.8. I can bring that one down a little bit too.
Just leave it there. That sounds really good, just like that, Roger.
Just leave it there. That sounds really good, just like that, Roger.
Hey, okay, I'll leave it there, and I guess we leave the outboard processor. We keep that out of the mess, I guess, huh?
I think it's a lot cleaner without it. I think you sound overcompressed with it in there and distorted, Roger. And you'll hear that when you hear the audio, Roger.
And distorted, Roger. And you'll hear that when you hear the audio, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. So this is the outboard processor on very low with the compression on very low. Just compression. I'm not running anything else. Can you tell a difference between that? And I can hear it. It sounds kind of crunchy on my end, Roger.
Yes, sir. It's kind of fuzzy on the edges, Roger.
Yes, sir. It's kind of fuzzy on the edges, Roger.
Yeah, I can hear that. I can hear that on my end for sure. And I'm not sure. It's probably the mic gain. It's overdriving everything, I think. That's where the problem is, and I think the other, I may have a dial on the EQ Plus. it may need a new potentiometer, Roger.
Yeah, it sounds like clipping, diode clipping. That's exactly what it sounds like. You know, when a solid-state device clips, it buzzes, and that's not the way to handle compression. You do it through like through a tube. If you use a tube, it's very warm, and it does a very nice job as opposed to just crunching it. And if you were to say on a test bench, if you were to run 100 cycles or 1 kc, if you were to run 1 kc through that compressor on your external compressor, run 1 kc through that, and you would, at the level that you are, you will hear a second harmonic frequency above the 1 kc, and you'll hear it very plainly, and that's distortion, odd harmonic distortion, because it's a solid state device, and it creates odd harmonic distortion. Roger?
And it creates odd harmonic distortion. Roger?
Yeah, Roger that. Now it's off, and I'm not running it. So I think what I could do is just take it out of line and get rid of it completely, and just not even use it. And maybe I have a feeling some of the potentiometers may be dirty, and they may need to get cleaned, or they may need to be changed.
Yes, sir. Well, if you want to check it, just run 50 cycles through it and listen to the output, and you'll hear your volumes crunching around, because 50 cycles is a low note, but your static, your carbon pots will cause staticky distortion, and you'll be able to hear them go beep, beep, you know. But you'd have to put some lubrication on those pots. Sometimes they don't go bad; they just go crunchy, and you need to lubricate them. Roger.
Go crunchy, and you need to lubricate them. Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. I've done that before with contact cleaner. I don't know if that's the right stuff to use, but yeah, we'll see. I'll probably just pull it out and set it aside and just run the mic, because the mic still passes through it, but I have all the buttons off. So I think it's still affected by it a little bit, and I would like to probably just run it through the radio and just deal with the radio without that. So for another time, though, Jim, I appreciate it.
Roger, Bob. You sound magnificent now. I wouldn't change a thing. I mean, I would get rid of the external box, but and you know how to set that level with audio and adjust your mic gain for 2/3 on your ALC meter. So when you pull your box, double check your ALC level with audio and mic gain. Roger.
Check your ALC level with audio and mic gain. Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. I've got a lot that, the EQ is, 1, 2.
I'm sorry, repeat.
It's like a 19-band EQ, right? And EQ stuff we can't even hear on the radio. And then I have the onboard processor, the outboard processor, and then mic gain, and then there's a slapback effects processor for some slapback and the output level, and I'm sure you're somewhat familiar with these, Roger?
Yeah, I would just leave everything the same, except I would get rid of the external stuff. I think your radio internally is a lot cleaner. I hear no distortion on your signal now, Roger.
I hear no distortion on your signal now, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. So that's the Kenwood, and I know they have good audio, and I know it's just...
Hey, Bob, you still have a copy? Hey, Bob, this is KC9VKV. Do you still have a copy?
still got you, Jim. I still have you. Maybe we doubled or something. I don't know.
All right, I just lost my Milford SDR, and I won't be able to get back to it, so just let me say 73 to you, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, go to YouTube, do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, and it'll take you right to this recording. Roger?
KV followed by the word logbook, and it'll take you right to this recording. Roger?
Hey, roger that, Jim. I just unplugged the audio, the EQ Plus, and now I'm running straight audio. ALC's a little high right now, and I appreciate it, Jim. And yeah, I got to turn the mic in. There you go. Now the ALC's a little bit better. So yeah, I'll give it a listen, and I appreciate it, Jim, and enjoy having a contact with you. 73 to you, Jim, and in touch with you. This is Kilo Delta 9, Del Radio Bravo. I'm clear.
Roger, Roger, Bob, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you. This is, oh, I see by the clock on the wall a dead fly. Ooh. So we got to get out of here. Since 3:30, we've been recording live, and now if you participated and wanted to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording, and it'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,600 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. So with that, we got to get out of here and say 73, and this is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, returning the frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV, clear.